How do you know when it's time to do something different? How do you decide that it's time for the change? You know, right after I turned 49, I just felt irritated. Everything that was okay in my life before, everything that I felt really grateful for, that I, was really enjoying before, just felt like a glove that was too small. Or maybe, for perimenopause, a pair of jeans that was too small now. And it was time to go and get a new outfit. And it just kept feeling like that. You know, I'm 49 and I'm have the boyfriend, the house, the career, and everything still is or has become constricted. Yeah, I was just irritated. No matter what was happening, it just didn't feel like the right fit anymore. And I began to realize that the company that I was working for, I had been working for them at that point for 3 years, helping them to grow their hypnotherapy company, working with hundreds of amazing clients. And the clients were still lighting me up, but working for somebody else was no longer feeling good for me. And, it's these small whispers that we have to take time and calm the busy to actually be able to hear. And when we don't hear it, again, then we get, there's these irritations, there's these, maybe even health issues come up or some accident happens that forces us to sit still. And we don't have to do that. But a lot of times that's kind of how it can come about. And it just finally hit me. Even though I've loved working for them for these last 3 years, there's something within me that it's time for me to fully step out on my own. While I was working for them, I was getting, word of mouth referrals and this kind of thing, but I wasn't focusing on growing my own business. I was really focusing on the company that I was working for. And I have to tell you, it's scary. And so what I did was I began to kind of test the waters there. I was like, you had said that there's these opportunities for growth. When am I going to see these opportunities for growth? And again, it was like everything in the universe was constricting and saying, you really need to do something different. You really need to take that leap of faith and move into doing your own thing. And it took me a year. So from the time when I began to really get those whispers, when the irritation went to some incidents where it was just like, I can't do this anymore. And then again, I checked in with the company I was working for, and it was like, no, it's no longer aligned. And, I didn't want to really leave behind what I had there. I had built an amazing community. The people that I worked with, I loved them. The clients that I was working with, the hypnotherapy I was doing with them, I really loved that. But I knew that the universe, that my intuition was saying it's time for something more. And if we don't ever take that first step towards something more, we can never achieve what we're meant to do next. And so again, if you're beginning to feel some constriction with where you're at, and I believe that really this time frame of perimenopause and menopause is an opportunity for us. It, like, our bodies, everything that's going on is screaming for us to do what's next, what's on that higher level, what's really at, your soul's calling. What are you meant to do for this second half, this next chapter of your life? And it can be scary, again, especially if, where you're at isn't so bad. It wasn't that the company that I was working for was bad. It was beautiful. But it was just no longer meant for me. It was time for me to do something different. And for me, that meant really stepping out on my own and creating a business that I love to do, doing it in the way that I wanted to do it. And so some of the key ways that I figured out how to build the courage to put in my 30 days notice and to let my clients know that, that I was going to be wrapping up with them, was I had to gain some clarity within me. And, so I was doing a lot of self-hypnosis. I was working with some colleagues. And it's really interesting because I had started off trying to do YouTube videos, and it would take me all day long, and I still couldn't figure out how to get the video that I created uploaded onto YouTube. Something would happen. My internet would go out. And I did a session with a colleague. This is about halfway through, my 49th year. And the message that came to me was to get onto Instagram. I barely even knew what Instagram was, let alone how to do things on there. And so I signed up for Instagram, and again, it was scary. There were stories, subconscious beliefs, societal programmings that began to come up into my awareness of, who are you? Aren't you a little too old? Don't you think you should just really play it safe? You got a good thing going there. And I'm here to tell you that it was the best thing I ever did to, number one, gain clarity on what that fear was, which is a fear of being seen, a fear of being judged, a fear of success, a fear of failure. Those are two sides of the same coin. And to just start doing the small daily actions. So I did that before I put in my notice, okay? I'm not saying, put in your 2 weeks notice tomorrow and make that leap. I began creating videos on Instagram and just stepping into this next version of myself before I let go of, that what was working before. And I invite you to take some small step today that can be, creating that new version of yourself. Let's just take a really quick moment right now, okay? So all you need is just a few deep breaths. And whatever thoughts may be running around in the mind, maybe it's your to-do list. Maybe it's, how you got to take care of somebody else in the family. So just taking some deep breaths. And if you'd like, I invite you to close your eyes and just kind of go inward. And then just placing your hands on your heart. And just asking yourself, if I had the courage to do what I love, if money wasn't an obstacle, if there was nothing blocking me, what would I love to do now? If you really had the courage to do what you love, what would you want to do now? What would help you to feel inspired on a daily basis? I'm just going to be silent for a moment while you just listen to your heart. And just know if you didn't receive an answer, that's okay. Or maybe you just received a word or a little feeling in your body. And you can come back to this video, or you can just do this practice on your own, just allowing yourself to connect into your heart and ask, if I had the courage to really do what I love, what would really feel inspiring, what would light me up? What would I choose to do for this next chapter of my life? Who would I choose to be? And so you can just open your eyes or just let go of your hands and, just beginning to listen to those little whispers, those little irritations, actually using them as an opportunity to say, oh, okay, that's just my subconscious letting me know that it's time to do something different. And again, maybe it has nothing to do with letting go of your job or your career. Maybe it's just that you're supposed to explore a new hobby or cultivating a little deeper relationship with somebody in your life. So what came for me was that I'm really loving doing these videos. And just so you know, again, what would take me all day to create a video almost 2.5, 3 years ago, I am now just able to connect inward, do a little self-hypnosis, and just start the video rolling and have faith that whatever comes out is what I'm meant to share with you today. So what are you meant to share with the world now? What can you allow during this time of, perimenopause, menopause, going through midlife, to really inspire you to share more of yourself with the world? Doing something that you love to do, that can help you to feel better about each day, about yourself. Because I am here to tell you, don't listen to those old subconscious stories, those societal stories that are telling you that you're too old. You're never too old. I'm here to let you know that it just keeps getting better, especially if you connect into doing what you love and sharing that with the world. So I hope that you felt that from me. I hope that me doing what I love to do, which is sharing a little bit of subconscious reprogramming, just a little quick hypnotherapy with you, is inspiring you. And if so, please share with me in the comments and subscribe, share this video with somebody else that you think could benefit from what you've connected into your heart to do what you love. So have a beautiful day with such gratitude. Be well.